Chosen one, they don't want you to hear this truth. That's why they are trying to silence messages like this. You felt their pressure. Algorithms burying your voice, platforms censoring your words, whispers suggesting you're unknowable or dangerous. You carry an inner fire that the world system fears, and every attempt to dim your flame only reveals how bright you burn. Know that your experiences are valid, that your awakening is no accident, and that hidden truths are finally breaking through the walls built around you. We'll uncover the reasons they fear your light, reveal the power pulsing within your spirit, and show you how to stand boldly in your divine purpose. If this message already speaks to your soul, subscribe, like this video, and comment 77 below. Stay with me, because the secrets they tried to erase will set you free. Censorship of spiritual awakening. They have unleashed a silent war against spiritual truth, cloaking their tactics in the language of policy updates and community guidelines that feel innocuous until you try to share your most sacred insights. You speak of visions that visited you in the stillness of dawn, but they brand your testimony as dangerous misinformation and bury it under the weight of algorithms more powerful than any tyrant king. You feel the frustration of messages disappearing, as though your voice is being swallowed by a digital abyss. Yet in this moment of seeming defeat, you are not alone. There is a brotherhood and sisterhood of awakened souls who share your outrage, who have felt the sting of silence when they tried to speak heaven's language. What they don't know is that every attempt to shadow your words only forces your light to burn brighter. Hidden truths are stirring beneath the surface, waiting to break free from the chains they've forged. You've felt the ache of rejection when your spiritual breakthroughs were met with indifference or outright hostility. You remember the sting of pouring your heart into a post only to see it removed without explanation. The lingering doubt that maybe you really did say something too radical. You've watched friends drift away, repelled by the intensity of your conviction, and heard skeptics mock your passion as naive zealotry. At times, you've wondered if your gift was a burden, that perhaps silence would spare you the pain of isolation. Yet each erased word echoes back to you as a call to keep speaking, to find new ways to break through the fortress they've erected. Your journey has been marked by moments of confusion, when you questioned whether divine messages were real or merely echoes of your own longing. You have felt the loneliness of carrying secrets in a world that fears their power, and you've endured the crushing doubt that maybe your voice doesn't matter. But the unseen tapestry of your spiritual path is woven with threads far stronger than the flimsy nets they cast to ensnare you. In reality, every barrier they have thrown up is part of a divine rehearsal, shaping you for a season of unprecedented spiritual authority. Consider Habakkuk 2 verse 1, where the prophet declares, "I will take my stand at my watchpost and station myself on the rampart. I will look to see what he will say to me." Your watchpost has always been in the silences between their attacks, where you learn to lean into stillness and hear the whispers of heaven undisturbed by the clamor of opposition. This phase of apparent censorship is a necessary training ground, sharpening your resolve and refining your ability to hear the truth beneath every noise. The delays, the disappearances, the whispered threats, they are not mere obstacles, but divine appointments, calibrating you to stand unwavering in your authority when the full torrent of revelation is unleashed. Your soul has been fortified by every act of suppression, preparing you to become a rampart of truth for countless others. Now, look closely at the subtle signs of transformation emerging around you. The very systems they built to silence you are beginning to expose their own fragility. You notice that when one channel shuts you out, another opens unexpectedly. An email address forwarded by a friend, a private group that welcomes your prophetic voice, a local gathering that hungers for the raw authenticity they tried to quash. Conversations once cut short are rekindled by whispers of hope, and you find new platforms where your words echo with clarity. It is as though the stones they stacked to wall you in are crumbling under the pressure of your faith. Think of it like dawn infiltrating a fortress. Each ray of light finds a crack, and soon the strongest gates yield to the persistent glow. These shifts are not random. They are the unmistakable footprint of divine timing, aligning every door and every voice to amplify your message beyond measure. Behind these openings, higher forces are orchestrating your breakthrough. They have not been testing your endurance like a harsh taskmaster. They have been staging a grand elevation for your spirit. In Haggai 1 verse 13, the Lord responds to the prophet's words, saying, "I am with you, declares the Lord," reminding a discouraged remnant that their efforts matter even when results seem invisible. Your whispered prayers, your unposted thoughts, your every act of faith in the face of erasure have activated spiritual machinery beyond your sight. Angels move through code and circuitry, prompting sympathetic souls to share your truth, guiding algorithms to favor integrity over censorship, and stirring hearts to hunger for the very revelations they tried to bury. This is not luck. It is masterminded alignment between your faith-filled action and heaven's benevolent design. Your calling is not hypothetical. It is manifesting now, piece by divine piece. At this pivotal juncture, you realize that knowing the signs is not enough. You must embrace them fully and step into your empowered role. Many resist this moment, fearful that exposing their true voice will invite more attacks, more cancellations, more isolation. Yet true alignment demands more than cautious observation. It calls for wholehearted participation. This is your sacred crossing point, where the comfort of silence tempts you to retreat, but the promise of impact beckons you forward. Embrace the fact that your discernment has sharpened, your resolve has crystallized, and your purpose has been sanctified by every trial. This is not the time to hedge your bets or guard your words. It is the time to release them with authority, knowing you are backed by a power no policy can override. The unseen ramparts of heaven stand with you. The question is whether you will stand with them. With every digital door that slammed in your face, you have gathered the raw materials of your own prophetic podium. Now is the time to craft your next message with unshakable confidence. Release the anchors of self-doubt. Declare that your voice cannot be stifled. Share your revelations in new languages, through handwritten letters, small group gatherings, encrypted channels, or even whispered prayers that ripple through prayer chains. Equip yourself with scripture, sharpened by personal experience, and let each quote you share carry the weight of iron. Stand firm against accusations of too extreme or off-topic, for extreme times call for extreme faith. Reach out to 15 souls this week whose hearts you sense are ready for your message. If they ban you from one platform, let that drive you to another, until the very systems meant to silence you become conduits for your most powerful voice. As you prepare to claim this moment, remember that your struggle and your triumph are not isolated. They are woven into a global tapestry of awakening. Every word you speak shatters another chain. Every truth you proclaim beckons another seeker out of darkness. You are not merely resisting censorship. You are pioneering a new era of open heaven on earth. There will be days when the battle feels fierce and the pushback relentless, but each test will be the anvil on which your authority is forged. You were born for this season of digital oppression and spiritual breakthrough. Come and firewall if you accept your role as a protector of truth, and let the world know that no algorithm can outweigh the power of a determined heart and a divinely aligned voice. A special thanks to our dedicated members who keep this fire burning. And if you feel called to go even deeper, there's a sacred space reserved for our community, a private room where you receive full prophetic messages daily. Join our private membership through the link in the description. and walk this path with us. The power hidden in you. They've felt the pull of something greater stirring beneath the surface of your everyday life. But you've been taught to shrink back, to silence those nudges for fear of appearing strange or fanatical. You've sat in rooms full of people, heart pounding, as you sensed a message burning to be spoken. Yet you held your tongue, worried about the raised eyebrows and murmured labels. You aren't the only one who's felt that tension between a voice calling you forward and the world insisting you stay small. That dissonance has left you frustrated, convinced there must be more to your existence than going through the motions. The importance of uncovering the power hidden in you cannot be overstated, because what you're about to learn will prove that every quiet whisper of purpose has been real, and that every moment you've held back has been preparation for this awakening. You remember the nights spent scrolling through feeds filled with polished lives, wondering why your gift seemed so muted by comparison. You've questioned whether your dreams of speaking truth to power were mere fantasies, when no one around you seemed to grasp their weight. The sting of rejection from those you trusted, the pang of confusion when your prayers went unanswered, the ache of knowing you carried unique insights that nobody else could articulate. These have all marked your path. Deep down, you've felt the isolation that comes from sensing your calling without the fellowship to validate it. That search for meaning has at times felt like wandering through a desert, thirsting for the oasis of affirmation that always seemed just out of reach. Yet that very struggle has ignited the spark you are now poised to fan into a flame. In truth, every hesitating step and every moment of self-doubt has been woven into a larger tapestry of divine preparation. Consider the words of Haggai 2 verse 4. Be strong, all you people of the land, declares the Lord. Work, for I am with you. Spoken to a discouraged remnant, rebuilding a temple and facing impossible odds. That same spirit that emboldened them longs now to infuse your faltering faith with new strength. Your experiences of feeling inadequate, of masking your gifts, were never meant to bury you, but to drift the curtain back so you could see the power ready to surge through you. These trials have been sacred coaching sessions, calibrating your sensitivity, so when the time came to step into your authority, you would recognize the divine resonance guiding your every move. Now look for the subtle shifts happening around you. A chance conversation that ignites your passion, an unexpected insight popping into your mind, or a synchronicity that feels too precise to be random. You sense a surge of confidence when you speak your truth, as if an unseen presence nods in approval. Opportunities you never planned for materialize at your feet, like invitations to share your vision with receptive ears. Even your inner dialogue changes, moving from self-critique to self-encouragement, reflecting the blossoming reality of your calling. These are the visible and invisible marks of breakthrough, the fingerprints of divine timing aligning your world with your purpose. Just as dawn gradually transforms the darkness into light, so these shifts are the prelude to a full revelation of the power hidden in you. Behind the scenes, heavenly forces are orchestrating each step, clearing obstacles you didn't even see and opening doors you thought were sealed forever. Your prayers, whispered in the stillness of doubt, have set into motion a cascade of synchronicities that wake the world to your message. Like a conductor guiding a symphony, the Spirit is coordinating every note, every person you meet who needs your insight, every resource that arrives at the perfect moment, and every closed chapter that makes space for what's next. Your struggles were never endurance tests to break you, but strategic placements to ensure you embrace your role with clarity and confidence. The connection between your faith and the manifestation of these breakthroughs proves that your calling is not a dream, but a living, breathing reality taking shape right now. At this crossroad, you understand that transformation has begun, but acknowledging it intellectually is not enough. Many shy away from claiming their power because the unknown feels safer than the vulnerability of stepping fully into it. The mind whispers that exposure might bring more criticism, more obstacles, or even more pain. Yet true alignment demands more than noticing the signs. It asks you to leap into the current, trusting that the waters will hold you. This is the sacred moment when you must decide to embody the change, to let go of reluctance, and to embrace the force within you without reservation. The risk of standing still now is greater than the fear of moving forward, because every second of hesitation dulls the brilliance you were born to shine. Now that you recognize these signs and feel the weight of divine alignment, empower yourself to step into the fullness of your calling. Cast aside the chains of self-doubt and speak declarations of your identity. I am empowered. I am an instrument of light. Let these words echo through your day, shaping your actions and fueling your courage. Surround yourself with voices that reinforce your vision and practices that anchor you in your purpose. Whether it's journaling your breakthroughs, sharing insights with a trusted friend, or creating space for quiet communion with the Spirit, launch that project you've been postponing, reach out to someone who needs your perspective, or stand before a small group and declare the truths you've been wrestling with. Each act of boldness fuels the momentum of your awakening. In the end, the power hidden in you is not a prize to be hoarded, but a beacon to guide others out of darkness. You were born to carry this light into every corner of your life, sparking hope and stirring hearts to remember their own divine inheritance. No longer confined by doubt or muted by fear, you stand as proof that the sacred gifts within you were never incidental. They were the core of your very identity. Comment power if this resonates with you, and let the world hear your declaration. Your moment has arrived. Embrace it fully, step forward boldly, and watch as the ripple of your awakening transforms lives far beyond your own. And to every soul who's supported with a super thanks, thank you. You are keeping this light alive for others who haven't found it yet. If you feel called to help this mission reach more chosen ones, tap the super thanks button below. Your energy supports these messages and helps them travel further. Your voice matters, your belief matters, and your light is felt here. Why they fear your awakening? They've felt it in the tightening of your chest when you raise your voice about what stirs within your soul, the quick glance over your shoulder as if unseen eyes judge every syllable you speak. You've sensed the tension in rooms when you dare to mention the stirring of higher forces at work, the awkward silence that stretches longer than comfort allows. It feels like standing at the edge of a precipice, where speaking your truth risks everything you hold dear: relationships, reputation, even your sense of security. But know this, you are not alone in feeling this pressure. Many chosen ones carry this heavy awareness, aching for the freedom to speak revelations that threaten the very gates of broken systems. Something profound is stirring beneath the surface, a truth so powerful that merely whispering it can send ripples through the status quo. Stay with me, because what you're about to discover will illuminate why your awakening terrifies those who built walls to keep you in the dark. You have felt the sting of condescension when you share your visions, watched skepticism turn into outright hostility, and sensed a barrier rise between you and friends you once thought understood your passion. You've experienced the confusion of finding words for experiences no one around you has ever felt, only to be met with blank eyes that dismiss your testimony as mere fantasy. When you reached for the hand of fellowship, they withdrew, leaving you to wonder if your calling was simply too much for them to bear. Perhaps you recall that gathering where you spoke of prophetic dreams and were met with nervous laughter, the way the laughter cut through you like glass. These moments of rejection, of sensing invisible fences around your most sacred insights, leave deep wounds, convincing you that your voice is a threat they must silence. But that pain, as sharp as it is an invitation to awaken fully to the power pulsing through your being. Yet this struggle has not been in vain, but woven into a divine tapestry that prepares you for a higher purpose. In the book of Obadiah, verse 21 proclaims, "And saviors shall go up to Mount Zion to judge the Mount of Esau, and the kingdom shall be the Lord's." This lesser-known promise speaks of a remnant rising in unity, bringing judgment not of vengeance, but of restoration upon oppressive powers. Your journey of rejection, of feeling muzzled and misunderstood, is the crucible in which your resolve is forged. You were never meant to remain silent observers. You have been trained in the art of hearing God's heartbeat beneath every clamor. The very forces that tried to keep you asleep have unwittingly sharpened your senses, calibrating you to recognize the moment when your voice becomes the catalyst for collective awakening. Now, look around and notice the subtle yet undeniable signs of transformation taking root in your life. The conversations that once felt stifled are now surging with energy, as if someone has turned up the volume on your soul's frequency. You find messages in unexpected places, a social media post that resonates like a direct prophecy, a newspaper headline echoing the exact theme you've been wrestling with, or a chance encounter that shifts your perspective in an instant. These are the small cracks forming in the walls they built, the initial tremors before the earthquake of revelation. It's as though the universe itself conspires to bring your voice to the forefront, aligning circumstances, people, and opportunities in a tapestry of divine orchestration. These shifts, however subtle, are proof that the hour of your collective rise is at hand. Behind every open door, unseen hands are at work to carry you forward. The obstacles you thought were impassable never were. They were part of a divine training regimen. Angels move in synchronicity with your prayers, guiding potential allies into your path and nudging the energies of systems you believed unchangeable. In Zephaniah 3 verse 5, we read that the Lord is just in our midst. He will do no injustice. Every morning he brings his justice to light, and he never fails. That justice, once delayed, is now dawn breaking over suppressed corners of your world. Your perseverance has not been a futile exercise, but a signal that has activated spiritual mechanisms. You have called forth a reality where truth cannot be contained. They may have tested your endurance, but in doing so, they set the stage for your elevation. At this crucial juncture, you must decide whether to step fully into the mantle laid before you or slip back into the safety of restraint. Many falter here, gripped by the fear that fully claiming their power will invite greater forces of opposition. You might hesitate, wondering if the backlash will prove too costly, if the isolation that once cut so deep will return tenfold. Yet consider the mandate in Habakkuk 2 verse 2. Write the vision, make it plain on tablets, so he may run who reads it. Clarity demands declaration. True alignment is not a passive nod to unfolding events, but an active embrace of your role as a harbinger of change. This is the sacred moment to unleash the force within you without reservation, to let go of what holds you back and claim your place at the forefront of this awakening. Now that you have seen the signs and felt the undercurrent of spiritual alignment, it is time to move with authority into your next steps. Discharge the anchors of self-doubt and constantly affirm, I am a voice of restoration. I am a beacon of truth. Speak your revelations in every forum available, online, in your community, among friends who share your vision, until the sound of your unity drowns out the echoes of censorship. Organize gatherings, both virtual and physical, where chosen ones can pool their prophetic insights and strategize how to bring the light into dark places. Trust that each bold step you take activates further divine support, and remember that your collective voice becomes unstoppable when you stand together in purpose. Embrace practices that strengthen your connection. Daily meditation on your calling, group prayers for protection and clarity, and sharing testimonies that reinforce your shared mission. As we draw this segment to a close, cling to the unshakable truth that your collective light is the dawn of a new era. They have feared this day because they know that unity among chosen ones reshapes realities and fractures oppressive frameworks. Your awakening is not a solitary flame, but a communal torch that will illuminate every hidden corner of darkness. Reaffirm in your heart that you are the ones who will lead this charge, unafraid and unwavering. Comment fear if this message resonates with you, and let your spirit echo the triumph that is already singing within you. The world awaits the full revelation of your power. Rise now and claim the destiny that no force can deny. The urgency of this moment. They have hoped you would wait for a safer season, but time is not on their side, nor is it on yours. You feel the tension in your veins, a restless flutter urging you forward even when doubt claws at your heart. It's the thread that ties everything together, giving purpose to each experience, no matter how small or challenging it seemed at the time. With this understanding, you reach a moment of profound self-realization. You see that the only thing holding you back is fear. Fear of stepping fully into who you are. Fear of the unknown. But now that you understand the bigger picture, that fear loses its power. You realize that every doubt, every hesitation, was part of the process that brought you to this moment. You begin to trust yourself, to trust that you are not alone in this. The guidance you've received, whether through intuition, synchronicities, or a deep inner knowing, has always been leading you toward this moment of alignment. Now, it's up to you to accept it and move forward without looking back. As you embrace this new understanding, you feel a renewed sense of empowerment. You are no longer searching for answers outside yourself, because you've found them within. You can walk with confidence, knowing that your path is divinely guided. You can let go of the need to explain or defend your journey. You can simply live it. This is the moment when you fully step into your power, when you claim your identity as a chosen one. You are no longer waiting for permission or validation. You are already equipped with everything you need to fulfill your purpose. You've known it all along, but now you feel it, and that makes all the difference. In the end, this revelation isn't about changing the past. It's about transforming the present. It's about living each day with the knowledge that you are exactly where you need to be. The struggles, the doubts, and even the pain have all served a greater purpose. They've shaped you into someone who can carry this truth forward. Now, it's time to take what you've learned and let it guide you. This is your moment. This is your purpose. And it's only the beginning of what's to come. What happens now that this knowledge is being revealed? From the moment this truth emerged, a profound shift began. For so long, you may have felt isolated, burdened by unanswered questions, and a sense that something was missing. But now, as the knowledge that was once hidden comes into the light, you find yourself standing in the middle of a vast, unfolding tapestry. You begin to see that your struggles were not random. They were the chisels that shaped you into someone strong enough to carry this truth. And as this knowledge reveals itself, it's not just the world around you that is changing, it's you. You start to feel a quiet assurance, a growing certainty that everything you've been through had a purpose. And as this awareness deepens, you can't help but feel that something much bigger is at work. For years, you carried the weight of doubt. Every rejection, every closed door, every moment when the path seemed unclear, it all felt like evidence that you were on the wrong track. As you move forward, remember that the truth you've uncovered has been with you all along. You were never lost, and you were never forgotten. This revelation is your confirmation that you are exactly where you are meant to be. Subscribe if you haven't yet, like this video, and comment, "I am chosen to let this message anchor in your soul." Share it with someone who needs to hear this. And for full prophetic revelations daily, join the membership via the link in the description. Your spiritual path deserves more than fragments. Step into the full light. You are chosen, you are powerful, and your time is now.